and the perfect place, showing up with an open mind and all this space. Anything can happen here, we all play a part. Here's an invitation to the center of the heart. Take my hand, here we go. What's the plan? We don't have to know. Take a breath, make a start. Welcome home to the center of the heart. Here we are at the perfect time and the perfect place, showing up with an open mind and all this space. Anything can happen here, we all play our part. We're all in this together at the center of the heart. Take my hand, here we go. What's the plan? We don't have to know. Take a breath, make a start. Welcome home to the center of the heart. Welcome home to the center of the heart.
Good morning, Unity of Payson. Good morning, Unity of Payson at large, out there. I'm so delighted that you're here with us this morning. So as we come together, let's just take a moment to be silent. To be here in the very place where we are. And to know now, the present moment. God of all goodness, we are grateful, for within us is a wellspring of joy that is just waiting to be expressed in the world, waiting to bless us, waiting to bless all others. And so today we celebrate that joy. We celebrate how it brings us to a state of wholeness. And for that wholeness, our divine heritage, we are so grateful. Bless each one who has joined us. For each one, a unique expression of the divine. We are grateful, and so it is. Amen.
Good morning, all this morning. Everybody here in person, and of course, everybody online. And we have our opening song, Rise Up by Terry Wilder. that one gets you going. I love that song. Well, welcome everybody to Unity of Payson. We're so glad that you joined us. And we invite everybody here in person to stay after and online for the breaking of the bread, where we kind of talk about the message of the day. And so if you are new or maybe for the second time and want to be informed of what all is going on, please go to unityofpayson.org and go to the contact page so that we can send out the Monday email. And so together, for those that are here in person, online, and yet to find us, let's bless each other. Together, we love you, we bless you, and we welcome you. Yes, we do. Okay, and now we have gratitudes. We had a lot of things going on this week. We had, of course, our usual morning cafe, and the Qigong and Tai Chi, and of course, organic gardening with Ram. That's getting busy down there. Of course, in Miracles on Tuesday, the book study on Wednesday, and the writers group on Thursday. So there is always something going on. So we're thankful also for the technology. We keep making improvements on that. So we're really glad that that sound issue seems to have been handled. And so if you are here in person and have a gratitude, you can raise your hand, and Rick has a little wireless microphone so everybody online can actually hear the gratitudes here in person.
I am so grateful that we have a wireless mic.
Yeah.
And you can hear me speak.
That's Donna.
That's me.
Anybody else here in person? Reverend Neil.
Yes, I am very grateful for the coalition that's working on the kindness movement or initiative that's going here. We had a discussion yesterday which was very spirited, and that is going to move on. That's going to become part of our life and will spread into the world. I'm grateful that that's going. Grateful to Rick, because he's kind of got the genesis of this whole thing. So that's me.
Yeah, and I was at the meeting yesterday, and we had some really great feedback. So thanks to everybody that happened to be there. And if you have a gratitude and you're online, you can unmute. And when you're done, be sure to remute. Any gratitudes online? Frosty is grateful for the Unity of Payson coffee chat in the morning. She is always there. It's so wonderful to see her. And anybody else online? Okay, thank you.
One more here. This
Yes,
is
one
Rick.
from Rick.
I'm just thankful that my 15-year-old grandson still wants to spend time with his granddad. What can I say, you know? Got a girlfriend on the football team, figured he'd given up on me, but he didn't.
Always grateful for grandkids. So Unity is grounded in meditation and affirmative prayer, and we do have trained prayer chaplains. If you have a prayer need, you can email your request for prayer anytime during the week to neil.unityofpayson@gmail.com. And if you're here in person, you can tap one of us on the shoulder, and we will find a quiet place to pray with you. And we hold them sacred and confidential for 30 days, and they're forwarded on to Silent Unity, where they are held for another 30 days in the wonderful prayer tower. And so if you would like personalized prayer support during the week, be sure to leave contact information, and that would be either a phone number or an email address that we can contact you. And so we continue on with the theme for the month, which is wholeness. And so let's say this affirmation together. My body is healthy. My mind is at peace. All is well with my soul. And our speaker today is our own Dr. Donna Steckal, licensed Unity teacher. And the title of her talk is The Healing Power of Joy, a Fruit of the Spirit. And speaking of that, the daily word just happens to also be joy. So, let's say this affirmation together. I draw from my wellspring of joy. There are so many ways to express joy. I may speak words of praise that bring the awareness of even more blessings to mind. I may take joyful action, my every step aglow with the light of God, enlivening all I do. I celebrate the playful joy of every child, especially the child within me. I experience the same happiness whether I am in the heart of a busy city or in the stillness of nature. And then there is the quiet joy of just being, the richest joy of all. I rediscover my joy by taking slow, deep breaths, tapping into my wellspring of well-being that never runs out. I feel its energetic flow spilling over into my heart and life. What joy to be a spiritual being, a precious child of God. And from Luke, but the angel said to them, do not be afraid, for see, I am bringing you good news, good noise too, of great joy for all the people. And I know that Dr. Donna has a great message for us today on joy.
Good morning again. Okay. So the title of my message is The Healing Power of Joy. And the subtitle is A Fruit of the Spirit. I chose this topic because joy was actually a topic of a Unity small group program called Knowing the Truth About Healing. The intention of joy being in that program was to examine and share the part that joy plays in bringing our lives into a state of balance and wholeness. And our theme this month is wholeness. So, joy is a key to wholeness, and joy has healing power. Joy can lift our mood, ease our pain, boost our immune system, and calm our stress. Joy can also enhance our spiritual growth. I thought that was amazing that the daily word was joy. I really didn't know that ahead of time. And also amazingly, it just so happens that the healing power of joy is also the title of a chapter in a book by Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity. And the book is Jesus Christ Heals. And it was written in 1939. And here's what Charles Fillmore had to say in 1939. We all should practice happy, joyous, and delightful states of mind. You can quickly be released from pain or grief if you will sing. Singing promotes health because it increases circulation. And he said, first, sing in your soul. You can sing way down inside of yourself. and then you will be soon singing with your voice. And I like this quote that he said also in that chapter. I believe that we could cultivate the power of music, if we could, in connection with the understanding of truth, thus rend all bonds of sickness. The world needs a new hymnal with words of truth only, and music so strong and powerful that it will penetrate to the very center of the soul. And this is Charles Fillmore in 1939. Both Charles and his wife Myrtle, the other co-founder of Unity, believe that wholeness and health is our natural state. Myrtle said that if we prayerfully and faithfully focus on forgiveness and love, quote, the wellspring of joy within us will have a clear path of expression, unquote. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about research on joy and being joyful. So research tells us that smiling relaxes the facial muscles and calms the nervous system. In fact, you could just put a little half a smile on your face, just a little half a smile, and you'd be surprised what that will do. In fact, it's so hard to put a half a smile, it makes you put a full smile. And it was actually a technique in counseling to help people who are depressed. Fake it till they made it. You know, fake it till you make it. So laughter sends more oxygen to the brain, which triggers the release of endorphins that help us feel positive. Laughing can also lower blood pressure, relieve stress, and boost our mood. So this is from a psychiatrist at, it's a long title, but Connor Integrative Health Network of University Hospitals of Cleveland. She said, being happy doesn't just make us feel better, it improves our health. Why? Because happiness leads to healthier behavior. It can also stave off excess body fat, resulting in lower risk of stroke and cardiovascular disease. Okay, I'll do more research later. Right now I want to say, where do we find joy? Where do we find joy? Actually, this is more research. A survey revealed that it's the simple things that really make us happy. From a list of 50, I will share a few. Take a little jaunt with me now, if you would, in your imagination. You might want to close your eyes, relax your body, and just imagine feeling the sun on your face. A quiet moment savored over a cup of hot tea or coffee. Listening to the rainfall or thunderstorms when you're inside. Seeing a fresh coating of snow on the ground. Seeing a rainbow. Stepping on crunchy autumn leaves. Putting on a brand new pair of socks. That's my favorite one. Picking an easy peel orange from the fruit bowl. Those are some of my favorite things. So as I was looking up joy and researching the topic, I found a book titled Joy on Demand. And this book was written by Chad Meng Tan in 2016. And this gentleman is a Google pioneer, an award-winning engineer. And he believes we can train the mind to access joy. So come with me now as I tell you how to do that. We can learn to notice joy and give it our full attention. That's called attending to joy. We learn where to look in order to see and appreciate joy. That's already there and available to us in moments that we hadn't noticed before. We invite this joy in. Inviting and noticing joy become part of our meditation practice and habits of everyday life. So he says noticing joy is like noticing blue cars on the road. When you're in traffic, blue cars pass you by all the time, and usually you don't notice them at all. But if you play a game of noticing blue cars, you'll find that they are everywhere. The more the mind becomes familiar with joy, the more it perceives joy, inclines toward joy, and creates the conditions that are conducive to joy. He advises that we look for wholesome joy. And what is wholesome joy? It's joy that arises from goodness, generosity, loving kindness, and compassion. For example, joy from doing the right thing, joy from others' generosity and goodwill, or rejoicing in someone else's joy. So, whenever you see or hear of someone doing some good thing, like in the Kindness Project, take a moment to think, more good is being done in the world. I'm so happy. More good is being done in the world. I'm so happy. When we attend to this type of joy and give it our full attention, this helps us capture and remember the experience. And it primes the pump, so to speak, to help us see even more. And this part I really like. He reminds us that just because you're in pain doesn't mean you cannot feel joy or happiness. He says when pain is overwhelming, joy can be a container for the pain, limiting its damage and allowing the healing process to work. It's a little like putting a cast around your leg when you have a fracture. It prevents further damage and allows the leg to heal over time. So allow and invite the joy in, no matter what you're feeling, no matter what's going on. Now, some more research from the Journal of Positive Psychology, my favorite journal. This is from a 2018 study. When one has an inclination to notice and affirm events as good, this enhances the likelihood of joyful experience. More recent research found an intriguing upward spiral between gratitude and joy. Gratitude promotes joy, and joy increases gratitude. Cultivating gratitude can lead to a harvest of happiness. I like that. Cultivating gratitude can lead to a harvest of happiness. And that was from a 2019 study. Scientific concepts behind happiness, kindness, and empathy in contemporary society. Joy is socially contagious. When we believe those around us are joyful, our own joy is enhanced. When we experience joy, we want to celebrate with others. Joy is something we feel compelled to share, and that is further heightened by sharing it. So, for example, the other morning, some of you in Payson will recall this event. I got up very early for me. It was about 6 in the morning. A kitty cat woke me up. And I looked out the sliding glass door, and there were these huge snowflakes falling. It was snowing. And I went downstairs, and Reverend Neil was already awake, and he was meditating. I said, "Have you looked outside?" He said, "No." So he went and he looked out the window, and he said, "Those are big flakes." But just noticing and then sharing that with someone else made me even feel more joy. And then he let one of the cats in that was outside. "Marty has snow on his back," he said. "He wants to come in." Okay, so this brings me to the subtitle of my message, which is Joy as a Fruit of the Spirit. And you may recall from Galatians 5:22, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Did you notice where joy was? Right after love, the second fruit of the Spirit. Well, to understand joy as a fruit of the Spirit better, let's take a look at how a fruit develops. Fruit is a stage in the reproduction process of the plant. Before fruit becomes fruit, it is a flower. I'm kind of looking at myself sideways in the monitor right now. Sorry about that. The fruit reproduces by releasing its seeds, which then fall or are carried to later become a new plant. So when we are open and receptive to Spirit in our lives, oops, I missed something. The flower needs to be pollinated. Then it needs to grow and develop. Then the fruit reproduces by releasing its seeds, which then fall or are carried to later become a new plant. So when we are open and receptive to Spirit, we can grow and develop and produce and demonstrate the fruit of the Spirit. Our positive example can help the seeds flourish and produce joy in others. For example, I'm working a 12-step program with a co-sponsor right now, and we sponsor each other. And we uplift one another by sharing our hope, our faith, and our strength with each other. And that's how joy spreads. When you share it, it lights up the next person, and they share it and lights up the next person. So I have a couple of exercises. 2 of them you can do after today, after the service. And I have handouts on the greeter table. Please take one with you for this. And also I have a slide. So let's show the first slide. And can make it a little smaller. It's a little cut off. No? Okay. It says, think of something that brings a smile to your face. Let's do that now. Let's do that, all of us. Let's do that. Close your eyes, relax your body, take a breath. Think about what brings a smile to your face? What stirs up the feeling of joy within you? Raise your hand to share what you're thinking of. Phyllis? Is it on?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I was in Walmart one day and I was actually enjoying shopping. It was like out of the house, just, I was kind of feeling joyful. And I'd been there quite a while and I looked and I saw a baby from its mother's birth. And the baby just was had a, you know, normal kind of look on its face. And then it saw me and it lit up like the sun. And I thought, oh my God, there's something in me that he saw that. And it was just this wonderful, wonderful feeling. And I still have it with me. I think of it often.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that image. So I'd like to ask anybody online if they'd like to share what came up for them. And can we have a gallery view? Or maybe put it in the chat if you don't want to say it out loud. Any chat? No chat?
The joy of hearing you talk about joy, Donna.
Thanks, Frosty. Love you.
Love you too.
Thanks for saving that one. All right, so what we're going to do with the exercise, you can take the gallery view off. What we're going to do with the exercise is for homework. I invite you to write a statement about joy using what you thought of in the description. And use the following form. Joy is like, and let's use Phyllis's example. Joy is like a lit up baby's face. And then 2 qualities of the object that it shares with joy. For example, joy is like a rose, fragrant and blooming. Joy is like a rock, solid and forever. Joy is like a child's toy, whimsical and full of color. And place this in an area that you'll see each day. For those online, you can copy this slide by pressing Control and Print Screen on your keyboard and pasting it on a blank document. And the second exercise I invite you to do after the service is check out NPR's Joy Generator. This particular link, we're not going to use it, but this particular link takes you to some sliders where you can mix your own natural soundscape and relax. And there's wind and frogs and water and something else. I can't remember right now. But just go to npr.org or just look up NPR Joy Generator and it'll take you right there and you can play with it. And I want to share with you just a few of the things you can do with the Joy Generator online. So one of the types of joy is the joy of wonder. And so we're going to go to the next slide. Now, before you play that, Tom, joy of wonder has to do with shifting our perspective beyond the self and towards something extraordinary. So gazing at the stars on a clear night or watching the aurora borealis. And you can play a little bit of that by hitting the play. type of joy is the joy of nature, which can have calming and health benefits and lift up our mood, like I said earlier, lower pain and decrease stress. So the sound of water and birds have a positive effect on well-being. In Jesus Christ Heals, Fillmore wrote, quote, "All nature has a language and a song for those who listen." And in 1 Chronicles 16:33, "Then the trees of the forest will sing for joy in the presence of the Lord." So you can play a little of this for us. Okay. These are not the ones on NPR. These are ones that I chose just to give you a sample because of the internet connection. I used Clip Grab to grab these. The joy of anticipation. This is like watching a garden grow, watching your garden grow, or waiting for a package you're expecting to be delivered. That brings joy. And remember, we want to say, I'm expecting a package. I'm so happy, you know, or I'm watching my garden grow. I'm so happy. Just to consolidate it and remember the joy, to prime our pump, our joy pump. So what do we have here? We have a minute of time release. 1 minute of time release. Plants time release compilation. This is the joy of anticipation. And something I learned from my research on joy was something called ASMR, the joy of brain tingles. The joy of brain tingles. So ASMR stands for, we could hear that. That's an ASMR one. Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. Now, let me tell you what this is like. This is like somebody whispering. When somebody whispers, that can give you brain tingles. Also, it's the sound of a paintbrush making a long stroke. Those little sounds can bring us joy if we attend to them. And the joy of cuteness. When university students watched 30 minutes of cute animal videos, their blood pressure, heart rate, and anxiety dropped. I forgot to say these were anxious university students. And watching puppies and kittens can improve our focus and our concentration too. So that would be the next one. Yeah. Can you play that just a little bit?
你不要这样的单着，哦，我这里会变成红苹果。你不要像恩爱像追着我，我还不想和你做朋友。
So At the top of this, I have that a researcher in Austria determined that infants' large heads and large eyes inspire our caregiving instincts and activate the brain's reward system. And that can apply to our furry friends too. So that's a reasoning about why we might feel the joy of cuteness, why that might bring that to us. But you know, my cats have a really nice daddy also. They have a nice mommy, but they have a really nice daddy too. So mommies and daddies can enjoy the cuteness of kittens and puppies. So let's remember these key points. We can go back to where we were, the beginning. Joy is a key to wholeness. Joy has healing power. We can access joy every day in many ways. It's all available around us. All we have to do is notice it and pay attention to it and tell ourselves how happy it makes us feel. And our joy will be contagious. And so it is. So we're going to listen to an instrumental now to prepare for meditation, and that will be an ode to joy. All by itself, the soil produces grain. First the stalk, then the head, then the full kernel in the head. All by itself, all by itself. And so that is as us. I am the seed. I am the flower. I am the fruit. I am divine joy. So let us settle in for this time of meditation. Become comfortable in your chair. Feel the chair supporting your body. Know that the ground supports the chair. You are supported now. As we take a couple of deep breaths in and long breaths out. And each time you breathe in, imagine the invigorating energy of joy entering your body. Light and fresh. Let it fill you up bit by bit. And focusing on the simple intake of air as you breathe in joy. The joy of the Lord is a wellspring within me. The joy of the Lord is a wellspring within me. Let's take this thought into the silence. In the silence. In the silence. In the silence. So as we bring our awareness back to this place and this time, let us call in more joy. Let it live deeply within you and expand the space for more joy for you, more joy for others, more joy for the world. And so it is.
Thank you, Donna. It's always a great reminder that at any given moment in time, we can choose to look for the joy or the kindness or any of those wonderful spirit attributes. And that expands. We get more of it by looking for it. And so now is the time for our gifts and our offerings. In a moment, we will be having a song. But for those of you online, the slides will be coming up as to how you can give. Here in person, we will be passing the basket. And Unity of Payson appreciates all of your gifts, the time, the talents, and of course the treasures. It supports not just us, but it goes out to the larger community that allows us to do all these different activities that we have. And so, together, let's affirm, call to mind all of the joy images that you just had Let's charge up our gifts with joy today. And let's say our affirmation together. Freely we give, and freely we receive. And the song today is You Are the Light of the World, and I believe it's a mix with... It got changed. Oh, I choose joy. How appropriate is that? And let's listen to this. Maybe sing along.
When the walls come tumbling down, I choose joy. I choose joy. When the world stops spinning round, I choose joy. I choose joy. When my heart is hard to move, when my music's lost the groove, when I have too much to prove, I choose joy. I choose joy. When hate is all I see, I choose joy. I choose joy. When fear won't let me be, I choose joy. I choose joy. When betrayal and lies hide the light from my eyes, I look up to the skies and I choose joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. In this moment right here, I choose joy. I choose joy. For the ones that I hold dear, I choose joy. I choose joy. To be who I must be, for the light to shine in me, for everybody to be free. I choose joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Find a stable ground, peace and hope abound. I hear a sweeter sound. The chains have come unbound. Love is all around when I choose joy. In this moment right here, I choose joy. I choose joy. For the ones that I hold dear, I choose joy. I choose joy. To be who I must be, for the light to shine in me, for everybody to be free. I choose joy. I choose joy. And everybody
I choose joy every day. And now's the time for the dedication of the offering. And if you can say the words along with me as we charge this up with joy today. Divine love flowing through us blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. We are abundantly prosperous, and we give thanks. Thank you. And on to announcements. And so this coming week, we have all of our regular activities. And all of these are on Zoom unless they're specifically notated. And of course, they're all by love offering, and we always appreciate that. And so we have Morning Cafe Monday through Saturday at 9:30, the Qigong Tai Chi with Teresa, that is Sundays and Wednesdays at 4:30. And we have, of course, organic gardening at Shanti Olmsted. Be sure to contact Ram, figure out when you can go down and help down there. And we have the writers group is on the fourth Thursday from 3 to 4 in the afternoon. And just a reminder that next week is the first Sunday of the month, and so we will be having the monthly potluck. So bring something yummy to that. And Reverend Neil, you have some PS for us.
So we didn't get the right slide up there for the month of April. The theme for April is life. Of course, we have Easter. So what a good connection. Life, Easter, new life. A couple of things that are coming up. Oh, there it is. It was there someplace. And let's go back to that, Tom, because we'll say let's get in the mood for life. There's the affirmation, and let's say it together. I claim divine vitality and am daily enlivened by spirit. I am life. So we'll look forward to that. And we'll begin that series next Sunday. Now, get your calendar out. There are 2 dates that we don't want to miss. We don't have slides for them yet. We will next week. The 20th and the 22nd of April. 20th will be the beginning of another book study. And Teresa Kelleher will be leading and facilitating that study. She's a master at it. And we're coming off of a book study that we had a great participation, and we look forward to the new one. Now, you can get the book. It's called The Artist's Way. The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. So get ready for another book study. That's the 20th of April. And the 22nd, we're going to have a workshop on healing. And it'll be maybe a bit of a smorgasbord of different types of healing. And then probably there will be a follow-up on that. We'll find out what you are really drawn to, and we'll emphasize that a bit more going forward. So healing workshop, it'll be about a 3-hour time together on the 22nd. That's a Saturday. So put those 2 things down. They're coming, and I hope you'll look forward to them. Just want to say one other thing. We know that our world and the weather situation is sometimes very difficult, sometimes very challenging for certain people. And, well, here in Payson, we've been fortunate. We haven't had too many extraordinary challenges. But we have members that aren't in Payson. And so one of our members in the last few days has gone through a little bit of a tough struggle, and maybe still is, because Kay Butler is in Alabama. She said tornado on the north of her and on the south of her, and she didn't get it the first time. But more violent weather is there. So we hold her in our thoughts and in our prayers, because our community is out there in very many different places in the country. and we're glad to support each other in that way. I think that's about it. We're coming to the end of our service, so we'll join together for the singing of Let There Be Peace and the prayer for protection. Thank you, I forgot for a moment. So here we go.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be. With God as creator, family are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, this is my joyous thought. I take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
Before we say the prayer for protection, just remember we have breaking bread in about 5 minutes after the service. You may want to ask Donna a question or two. You may want to share some of the joy that's been sparked in you. Come back and join with us if you're online. And those of you here in person, just come back and sit for a few minutes as we break bread together. Now the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. And the presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. One of these times we're going to show you who are with us virtually, we have, I guess, evolved some motions to go with the prayer for protection. And it's kind of fun, too. It creates a little bit of joy, makes us smile. See you in about 5 minutes, and